And
Yeah, my name is Professor Henry Mutembei. I am son of Lawrence Ntoikyugo. I am from Egoji East Ward, South Imenti constituency. And I was born on 16th of August 1970 in the village of Metune, Crete. And I went to nursery school in 1976 at Morillo Primary Nursery School, which is actually in the church. Thereafter, I transited to primary school 1977 to 1983 at Kione Primary School. Most of the people call it Kiarena Primary School. And basically, we were walking without shoes to the school, and we were using mud classes that are actually Monday with a lot of holes. But that did not deter us. I'm lucky I did well in school all the way from nursery to standard 7. I passed my exams and I was called to attend to go to Chogoria Boys High School. Unfortunately, I lost my dad just before I went to Form 1. And since he had already heard my results, he just requested my mom and my uncle and my brothers to take care of me. And my parents, my father was a businessman, and my mom was just a peasant housewife. And I was taken to Chogoria Boys High School by my brothers in 1984. I embarked on that journey up to 1987, Form 1T to Form 4T. That was basically the science class of Chogoria Boys High School. And I was the class prefect, and I'm happy to report that at least in that class, we all got Division 1. So we did very well, and we are saying actually if we were the only class, because we are many classes, we would have actually beaten Alliance. And from there, I was called to Kianyaga Boys High School. Initially, I was hesitant because I had done very, very well. I had a very strong Division 1. And I said, wow, I wanted to go to Mangwa High School. Why did I go to this school? And my brother felt for me, but he did something surprising. My brother, who is very special to me, Mr. Francis Babu the late, he just went to Kianyaga without telling me. And Kianyaga that time used to have student population in Form 5 of about 160. He went there, saw the headmaster, and asked the headmaster to give him the results of that class that had just finished. And in that class, 80% had gone to the university, over 100 and something. Then he asked me, my brother, if 100 people can go to the university from Kianyaga, and here you have done very well in Form 4, are you telling me you will be over 100 that you will not be able to go to the university? He challenged me. I picked my box and I said, I'm going to that Kianyaga. So I really, in a way, special give thanks to Mwalimu Julius Kanondombe, who was the headmaster, and he has trained many people. And he was a very tough headmaster, including the deputy president passed through his hands. And I went to Kianyaga Boys from 5 and 6, and I was doing sciences. And while I was there, I did well. And during, I was given the captainship of the laboratory captain. And this was given to me without campaigns because Marim said, this one I always reserve it for the best science student. And since I was the best science student, he gave it to me. Then I passed well with the 3 principals, went to do veterinary medicine at the University of Nairobi. I reported there in 1990. And it was a 4-year course, but unfortunately we did it with 5 years because the university was to break for 1 year when the introduction of structural adjustment where the student needed to pay to eat. So during that time, I was teaching actually at St. Mary Girls High School in Egoji. And I finished as a top student in my class. And the chairman of the department at that time, Department of Clinical Studies, found it fit to enroll me as in the training program. So I was immediately 95, I graduated in August, and in September, I was back to the department in the section of reproduction and obstetrics as an assistant lecturer. So I immediately, after adjusting myself, started a program, master's program, through the scholarship of DAAD, that is German exchange program. And in 1998, I was done. I finished. Then I continued with my clinical work. Actually, I was the coordinator of the clinical presentations in the department. And then in 2002, I got another scholarship from the German government that took me to Germany, initially 6 months of German language. And then from 2003 to 2006, I did my PhD, which was on the reproductive biology. And I graduated as a top student again. And I said, now is the time to go back to my country and contribute to national building. I came, and when I came, I started now my real research. I have done very many projects as a researcher at the University of Nairobi. The total amount goes beyond 2 billion that I have attracted from various donors. And while I was there, I started my leadership from the department, my section, reproduction and obstetrics. Then I worked very closely with the faculty. I was also appointed the second director of Wangari Maathai Institute. We are the one, actually during the construction, I was the director of that institute, and I'm happy it is a campus now. And in May 16, 2022, I reported to Chuka, having gone through the process of the recruitment of Deputy Vice Chancellor. I came to Chuka, and I was in charge. I've been in charge for the last 1 year on the Division of Administration, which is in charge of administration, finance, planning, and development. And when I arrived at Chuka, I found my boss, the acting Vice Chancellor, Professor Dorcas Isusa, and we've worked very closely with her. And I have worked extremely well with the students, the staff, and the community. I served them with an open door policy, listening to them. And the love that I saw from this community and staff and students has been wholesome, wonderful, fantastic. And now when the vacancy of the Vice Chancellor was declared, since it's a competitive and open process, I threw myself into the ring. I applied, and many people were telling me, go for it, but I told them first, wait until I do my part. I went through the process. And after the shortlisting is when the interest started coming up, and I told them to allow me to go and do my interviews. I did my interviews, and since then, what I can attest, the entire leadership of Tharaka Nithi, led by His Excellency the Governor, the members of Parliament, particularly the Member of Parliament for this constituency, Honorable Patrick Munene, the Member of Parliament for Mara constituency, Mheshimiwa Kareke Mbioki, and the Meru leadership also, all the leadership from Meru, led by the Deputy Speaker, Mheshimiwa Honorable Kadhuri Murungi, and founding VC, he saw my work. Of course, there are some things that you can't, anybody who has founded a university like this, obviously, must have his own interests, especially to ensure that this university is held high, because now we are supposed to fit into the shoes of the founder. And keenly, through his own wisdom, he also saw I am hardworking, and he also threw his weight to the ring, and I'm very grateful to Professor Rasta Joka, together with a very special person I need to mention, Professor Kedole Kindiki, who was also a colleague at the University of Nairobi. They actually heard what the community was saying, and they said it is good to throw their support to me. And I believe I also did very well in the interviews. I'm not privy to the results, but I know I did well, because you can feel when you go to the interviews when things have gone right. And this process, we give it time now to follow the processes. It became a little bit protracted because of the expiry of the council. But the whole process has now came to where the political and other leadership is required. And in particular, I want to thank now all the leadership that has been involved in seeing that they have confidence in me to take over Chuka University. In a special way, I thank the CS from the Ministry of Education, Honorable Ezekiel Mashogu, the Deputy President. How did I get into the hands of the Deputy President? Actually, the Deputy President decided the other day he wants to give back to the school where he went to. Then he asked the alumni to select a few people in various sectors. I happened to be in the education sector together with another person, so we met at his office, and we are introducing ourselves, and that is how he knew about me, and I'm happy he has given us a lending back. He has supported us, and the person I give my thanks is His Excellency the President, Dr. Arap Samoei Ruto. At least the President, he was in Zandia when I was in first year in Chiromo. So although we didn't interact that time, he was still in the same campus with me. And when it came for his time now to concur, he gave the concurrence. And I believe there's various attributes so that I can be able to use my capability to take this university forward. Fast forward. Now the process is over. I want to thank everybody. And now ask, it is now time for us, all of us, students, staff, and everybody who works with us, to roll up our sleeves and now allow the next management to really take this university forward through hard work. What I want to tell my staff, my administration is going to be very, very progressive, very dynamic and progressive, in that we want everybody to be judged objectively by their own performance. Administration is not personal. Sometimes decisions will be made that are not favorable to somebody, but if it's actually your fault, admit and take the decision as it is. The same, I want all of us to focus on the core mandates of the university. Everybody in the university sector is aware of the core mandate, and the first one is academic. And therefore, we have all to pull together and ensure the graduates that we release from Chuka University will stand tall. And they can only stand tall if we offer them services. And these services, it's our obligation. We must teach them, treat them as customers and our employers, so that we give them top notch. Give them the curriculum as it is in the timetable. Not half-baking. We must dedicate ourselves to our student. Let us remove these boundaries that we create between lecturer and the student. Let us interact with them so that they can leave this place to be fully baked, competitive outside there. And then once we do like this, then the funding model will favor us, because the funding model is very clear. You just survive with the number of students that you attract. That means we brand ourselves to attract and maintain and retain them, so that they go out there and speak of a university that is caring, of a university that offers services to them. The next one is basically the research. ADON is only known by the research that they have conducted and the impact of that research, one, to the academic people and to the society. We really have to come together, form very formidable teams, work together, work with other universities, work with other DONs, and have projects and conduct research. The thing I enjoyed in Germany is that the professors were entering there, they were speaking from their experience, what they have found out. So I would like to have a situation where you go in, and when you are talking to the student, you are telling them this is what you discovered, this is what you know, if you do this, they will follow you, because now you are not just photocopying notes somewhere and they come in to talk. Even then they can read and they come and do the same. So research. And then we also create industrialist thinking, so that the student, when they leave, they are able to survive on their own. We are not just producing white-collar student. They need to go there and survive. Like today, you are surviving on your own here. So the other thing we need to look at is a community service. This university is here, and it has to have products that can benefit the community. And I would like to see where a lot of experiential field schools are taking place in the community, so that the community can start learning. In fact, there is a program I started in Wangari, we were doing in Wangari Maathai, which was really teaching people from the community perspective. Yeah. Then the thing that we need to look at is the kind of spectra of the student that we have. We need not only have local, that is national student, we also need international students. And the only way we can do is work with the donors. We also have some faculty exchange, so that the life we create here can attract everybody from every corner of the world. The other mandate is to ensure that we are not producing students that are not wholesome. That is the student welfare. And this one is going to be my core thinking. I'll work very closely with the student support system so that we support them, so that we don't end up churning out drunkards, churning out drug balloons and people with no integrity. So we want to have people who come out there. And when they are out there, they stand tall, so that everybody will know these values were inculcated at Chuka University. And that is going now to be the prophecy, fulfilling the prophecy of our foreseer, Jerusa Kanywa, which in 1951, she said, in Dagani, behold, there will be an academic mountain where birds from every corner of the world will perch. And they'll be happy, they'll live there, and they'll live the place happily thereafter. Meaning, she was saying, students from every part of the world will come in, they will be nourished academically, socially, and they will live out, and they will be happy wherever they will be in every sector. To do these things, I am saying, all of us, students, staff, and the community, we need to unite. We need to support the university, as we also support the community, and we move. I'm going to chaperone, I'll be the steward, I'll work with everybody, I'll consult everybody at the various times, and I am sure we are going to steer the university to greater heights. Thank you. I am a family member. I am a church elder, PCA, from Metune Parish, and I'm married to Mary Mpenda Mutembei. We are blessed with two children. Our firstborn is Ron Collins Muriuki. He's a doctor, human doctor. He's doing his internship at Chogoria Hospital as we speak. And we have a daughter. She usually likes calling herself the Gatweri. That is, she's Sheila Gatweri. She did food science. She went out there, worked, and she said she wants to venture into her own business. So she's in those enterprising, food science enterprising. And one thing I want to say, I'm happy with the blessings that God has given me. I have not come to this university to be selfish. By the way, I said when I came here, by the time the demon will ever enter into myself, and I look at things in a selfish way, that is the day I will tender my resignation and go away. Professor Elasta's Joker, all of us need to give credit where it is due. And I want actually to echo the words of Professor Magua. The last graduation that Professor Magua attended was Chuka University. And when he stood up, because Magua has been my mentor, and I like the way he talks freely, he actually said, there's something I want to tell you. Professor Erasta Joka should be praised for all this development that is here in Chuka. And basically, he steered the university from a polytechnic, some little funny-looking buildings that side, and left a legacy of buildings that we are occupying today. He has actually developed Chuka University. And that's a fact. There are very many people who started, and other universities that started with Chuka University, but they are struggling until today. So Professor, he has been really, he lived to the expectation of Jerusa Kanywa. And to be sincere, it would not have been like this if somebody was selfish. So he is not a selfish leader. So he's done very well. And this one, whether people like him or not, let us give his credit. He has really been a tough administrator, and he has developed the Chuka to the level of 18,000 students today, it is not, it's befitting. We should give him his credit. Jorincheke is actually a council of elders for Meru. And these are credible Meru leaders who are there to maintain our culture and also to ensure we stand as a community. Personally, I am in the process of becoming now the Ondane in Jorincheke. And this process has other things that I wouldn't want to discuss it here, but I will ask one of them to hold my hand and I'll go through it so that now it is just a transition, like the way we were small boys, we became now after initiation, we became the young men, and now we want to come from the men and enter into the leadership. And finally, when we exit from our roles, we can now be the jury that is advising the others out there. Thank you.